exhausted.
Okay, well,
Even though I got sleep last night, anyway.
Well, listen,
Yeah, sure.
I've already started the recording, so that's fine. I did have to make sure before I started the recording that you weren't going to call someone out by name and that you weren't going to go totally off the reservation in terms of, all right,
yeah.
this is an explicit, and there's a way to make sure that you note that this particular episode is explicit, meaning some foul language.
Yes, there might be some hand signals, right?
I see. So if you're the only way you would know would be if you're on the YouTube version. So, well, listen, as we record this, this is episode number 162. It's a Monday morning, not coming out until Tuesday morning. But Jeffrey, we had a little challenge trying to get your audio working to get started this morning. Sounds like the weekend was a bit of a challenge, shall we say?
Well, it started as a challenge, but it ended up absolutely beautiful.
Cool.
Couldn't have worked out better than it did. I mean, I just got a ding there. Give me 2 seconds. I actually have to read this.
Hey, it's all about.
Got it. Okay, I'm good. I understand where I'm at. Yeah, I got it. Just a lot of things happening.
Yeah, well, that's good.
The day after, right? So,
did you hand out some gold balls yesterday?
Yeah, it was very cool. So, the lead into the weekend was just so touch and go on the weather. And if for anybody who's actually played on the grass,
tell the folks what event you were hosting.
We were hosting the mother-son Category 1 National Grass Court Championships.
Different age groups?
We had open and senior division. We ended up with two round robin divisions. So it worked out really great. Everybody got, I want to say, 2 to 3 matches on the grass.
Okay.
Depending on division, which was great.
And what's senior? What's the age group?
Senior is 60 years old plus.
For the mom.
So mom had to be 60 years old plus.
Right.
In the senior division.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Right. That's been some interesting combos with some good moms and some young buck sons.
Yeah. There was some good ball going on, And the attitudes, of everybody is just great because it's really about, mom and son sharing this experience together.
Sure.
So most everybody really, not really any reason for, lines people or that kind of stuff, going on. It was really great to watch.
Or the young buck sons going directly at the mom across the net and trying to intimidate big time.
Yeah, not really any of that going on. Yeah. Just a lot of good ball playing, and so it was just touch and go early in the week last week because of the forecast. And as everybody knows, if they've been listening, that it's been raining since I got here, May 5th. So here we are, June 21 was Friday, and we're worried about the rain. And so rough. Early in the week, the forecast just did not look good. That we were going to get on the grass at all. So I sent out a notice to all the teams saying, here's what's happened the last 35 days or so, and there's a really good chance that you won't get on the grass at all. And I just want to make sure everybody knew that coming in. They're flying in from all over the country, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody had the opportunity to cut bait if they wanted to or roll the dice. And so everybody rolled the dice except one team. So we did get rain all day Thursday, which made, no grass play on Friday, but Friday was just absolutely a stunner of a day. It was just beautiful, 75 degrees or so, slight breeze. So the courts really had a chance to dry out and drain and lift some of that moisture off the surface. And so Saturday and the rest of the forecast of the weekend was just looking good. So Saturday we got on the grass. I pushed the matches back an extra hour or so to give the grass another opportunity to get the sun on it, and let that sun massage the blades. And so we get on the grass at 12:30 on Saturday, and everybody was just thrilled. And the court was just starting to firm up, so it was good. And then there was a second round on Saturday at 4 in the afternoon. I pushed that back an extra hour, and definitely the 4 o'clock, grass, the surface had firmed up even more, and it was just great grass play. It was just stellar. And then yesterday was just phenomenal. I mean, it was absolutely. I walked the courts in the morning as I was setting up the nets and pulling the screens out, and so I like to walk the courts barefoot to feel what's actually going on, with the surface. How soft does it feel? Does it feel like it's firming up? And I tell you, I'm walking the courts at 10 o'clock, putting up the nets, and it's just like, oh my gosh, these things are even firming up right now under my feet as I can feel it. It's just going, oh my God, these courts are going to play unbelievable today.
Yeah, good.
So the guys got out early. We got the first cut in. Got the first mow in the morning, and then set up the nets. And matches went off at 11 o'clock. The final rounds of the round robins, and the course just played great. I actually had an opportunity to play late in the afternoon around 4 o'clock, and it was just phenomenal.
Who were your gold ballers?
So Judy Newman.
Oh.
And her son, they won the Open Division.
Northern California.
NorCal representing.
Yeah.
And then in the senior division, the Humes.
Okay.
And they are, where's my sheet here? I can tell you where they're from. Let's see here. The Humes are Virginia.
Okay.
Virginia. So, yeah.
Yeah, good. That sounds great.
It was great. So what the best thing though is everybody was just thrilled that we finally that we actually got on the grass, and everybody got a minimum of 2 matches, if not 3.
Right, that's great.
On the grass, and it was just and then some people after the matches yesterday, can we hang out and hit? And, I do it,
because it might rain any second again.
Yeah. So because you never know when you're going to get to play on the surface, firmed up like it is. The grass is just perfect, and you better milk this for all you can. Cause, it was kind of like waking up in the morning in Sun Valley to, a foot of fresh and blue skies.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
Just
nothing better. Nothing better.
Yeah,
well, listen, good. I had a little topic I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to save this for tomorrow's episode, because as you were talking, it kind of brings up something that sort of frustrates me, is that we've sort of got 3 different types of court surfaces, right? We got the hard court, we got the clay, and we got the grass. And the hard courts are obviously super convenient in terms of maintenance and all that. And the expense is, once they're installed, the expense is hardly anything. Other than, you wash the courts maybe once a week, something like that, depending on where you are. But the grass and the clay actually take a commitment from the way you're describing, that you're walking out there and you get the guys out there early and there's the early fresh cut. It takes a commitment by the facility to pay the money to have an extraordinary experience. And to me, the hard courts are not an extraordinary experience as compared to the grass or the clay. And I'm going to say it right here in public, and I know I'll get shot down by my fellow Berkeley Tennis Club members, but we're going through something right now where there's like this long email thread about, well, what color should we resurface the courts? And we've been traditional with the green and red forever. And there's a lot of chatter about, well, let's go with the U.S. Open, the blue, and whatever that thing is. And my response was, and it was sent out to dozens of BTC members, and my response was, I think we should go all 10 clay. And then I just gave a little brief, and I said, I'm serious, and here's why. And I just said, as we age up, if we want the experience of playing tennis to be more fun, we need to make it less damaging to our bodies. And the clay or a softer surface provides that for us. Yes, you're right. The first thing is, well, gee, it costs more money. That's right. Well, gee, it takes guys out there to maintain it. That's right. Well, we might drag some clay in the clubhouse. That's right.
That's right.
Well, we have to sweep the courts after we play. We have to drag them. That's right.
That's right.
So, to me, it's like if you really want to enjoy the experience of whether you're playing competitive stuff or not, is that, and I've always said that the Berkeley Tennis Club, as you know, Jeff, has been certainly the leader of tennis. I mean, ever since I was a kid. I mean,
right.
Born in the late 40s, and the first thing I know is I've got, in the guest bedroom, we have the current Wimbledon champ every September with Maria
right.
Bueno, and here's her doubles partner, Darlene Hard. And
right.
I'm growing up with this incredible experience of the Berkeley Tennis Club being the leader.
Yeah.
Certainly in Northern California.
It's the hub.
If not the Western U.S. in terms of, we had Tom Stowe and Stowe, and then we had Vandermeer, but this was all about leading tennis. And
right.
I've said, people say, well, this is a traditional hard court club. And I said,
right.
I don't think so. I think it's a traditional leader of tennis. And right now, obviously, my generation is playing a whole lot longer just because of our
right.
We don't smoke, Maybe we don't drink quite as much.
Right.
and so why don't
quite as early in the day?
Well, that's true. Why don't we lead? Why doesn't the Berkeley Tennis Club lead the pack? Certainly in Northern California, in terms of
right.
guys, if we want to really up the experience, let's go to a soft surface. Grass is more temperamental in terms of, or more fickle
right.
in terms of when you can play. But if you do the clay courts right, man,
yeah.
I mean, it's
you're back on the courts. The rain stops. You're back on the courts in 15 minutes,
and
you're going.
Even if there's a light drizzle,
right?
You don't stop playing. So, yeah. but that's just one of the minor benefits. The bigger benefit is that it doesn't beat you up. And look, it is different than playing on hard courts in terms of the angles that are created, in terms of the strategies, in terms of you can get to more balls, in terms
right.
of the points last longer. I think it's a better workout, and singles and doubles, I think it's more fun.
The surface is definitely going to force you to have a growth mindset in terms of what does this game look like.
The Carol Dweck growth mindset.
That you have to embrace a different game.
Yeah.
And which is a good thing, I think. I think it's a great idea. The challenge, the West Coast clay challenge, is obviously moisture content and all those things that happen with a clay court. And now with the computerized subcourt watering systems and everything, maintaining a clay court is not some mystery anymore. You'd have both. You'd have the subcourt watering system. You'd have surface watering as well. You'd have both systems. But the subcourt is going to make sure that through the summer, there's constant moisture content. So, so the subcourt doesn't split and crack and open up on you, So it's so doable. We, at Napa Valley Country Club, we put in those 2 clay tech courts.
Right.
Which you played on, which actually played phenomenally well. It's pretty close. Is it a clay experience? It's pretty close.
Right.
And it's definitely easier on the legs because you're on this special carpet that is designed for it. And I'm not talking about anybody out there who's thinking I'm talking about the fake AstroTurf and the sand and that. It is not that whatsoever at all. Not This is it's a special carpet. Looks like a heavy Berber loop. It comes out of Italy, and the carpet gets laid down like linoleum. They mastic the court, they lay it down, they paint the lines. You have a surface watering system. But the beauty of that technology is that they lay it down, they paint the courts, they paint the lines, and then you're actually using the actual hard true top coat on top of the carpet. And it takes, it takes a few months with enough play for that grain to get worked into the carpet, and then it's on. I mean, you've played it. You're sliding. You're moving the ball, and it's just like it. And the interesting thing on that is, we have some guys that just now that's all they play on at the club. The 2 courts that we have and that's all they play on. And it's a cool. I think it's a beautiful West Coast solution to a clay court, because that court can sit there for 30 days with no water on it because there's no subcourt. It's just the hard court it was put down on. So in the winter when it rains and it drains just like the hard court did. And in the summer, it can sit there unused for 30 days, and there's going to be no cracking. There's going to be no nothing. You're just going to come out, press the button, it waters the court for 3 minutes, and you're on.
And you go.
Anyway, anytime during the match, anytime during your play, you want to keep the court more consistently wet, press the button, water for 3 minutes, keep going.
Yeah. Well,
and there's one more thing on that stuff too, is that it's interesting because I think a hard court, if you're resurfacing your hard court every 3 to 5 years, I think the breakdown works out to about $20 to $25 a day, maintenance wise, because you're going to resurface, and that's anywhere from $3 to $5 grand a court, depending on who's doing it and where it's happening. And on the Clay Tech, you can actually cut out a section that is worn or something and just replace that section of carpet. So the Clay Tech actually works out to about $15 a day on the maintenance, which is a really interesting concept.
That's cool.
You can get down. Yeah. So, anyway, just thought I'd throw that in there, that there's options,
So that's my rant. I would love to hear from people in the comment section about, and look, I'm going to give a lot of the members of the Berkeley Tennis Club a break, because a lot of them have never played on clay, so they don't really know. And it's, I'm not going to say it's respectfully ignorant in terms of they just don't have the knowledge. I don't mean that in a demeaning way. I just mean that they don't have the knowledge, and so how would they know? And so I don't know how you solve that problem, because it's like people who are confused or they don't quite understand. Well, what do? They just say no. So, but anyway, I'm just kind of throwing it out there that if any BTC member is listening to us, give me a call, find me at the club, or give me a call, because I'd love to chat with you about it. I just think it's almost our responsibility, again, as a leader of tennis on the West Coast, that we continue to lead the industry in terms of what's best for our bodies.
Lead by example.
And exactly. So anyway, Jeffrey,
and it's definitely not going to hurt junior development.
Well, that's tomorrow's episode that I want to talk to you about. So all right, well, listen, guys.
And here's my 2 cents. If they're gonna repaint the hard courts, I think you go traditional. It's the Berkeley Tennis Club. You guys got again, you got to lead by example and say there are certain traditions we're not going to let go of.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of them.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
resurface, it would definitely change the whole look and feel with the Claremont Hotel in the background. And you're right. I mean, if we're not gonna do something that I think we should do, just repaint them. Big deal. So, all right. Well, listen, guys, one thing I did not mention, Jeff and I are offering a free private 10-minute coaching call to anyone out there who's got a little thorn in the side with some part of your game you cannot quite figure out, whether it's stroke technique, tactics, strategies. Maybe you got a partner in doubles that's not quite on the same page with you, and you want to figure out, how do I bring this guy over to the good side? Maybe it's a mental thing, whatever it is. We'd love to chat with you and see if we can help put you on the path to getting the result that you eventually want to get. The way to get on that call, go over to www.goldballhunting.com.
Triple W.
Well, you can't go double W.
No.
Goldballhunting.com, put in a first name, email address, click the button, and you get immediate access to our online calendar scheduler where you can cherry pick a date and time that works just so beautifully into your own personal day planner.
Yeah.
If you're already on our email list, congratulations. Well done. Thank you for doing so. And any email that you receive from us, there's a link in there somewhere that just click it and you'll get access to the calendar. Jeffrey, what would we like to find folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below. And let us know what you think about court surfaces.
Bingo. Guys, get out there today. Get out. God, just do it. Get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Jeff, let's do this again tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Okay.